It's a long-standing tradition for the Trinity community to read something together over the summer months. We call this communal reading experience Trinity Reads. This year's project has two parts, reading and nature study. This year's selection is a new book by Andy Crouch called Tech-Wise Family. We're asking all of our faculty and staff and our Trinity parents to read this together over the summer. It's a personal book rooted in Andy's own family experience, an honest, thoughtful, helpful, challenging, and encouraging book for the Trinity community to read together. Trinity's digital learning initiative has aspired from the beginning to be a wise, balanced approach to technology, and this is exactly what Andy is exploring in this book. There's much here that will reinforce parts of Trinity's mission and practice. There are also parts of the book that will challenge us as a school to ask how we are using technology and how we have come to depend on it in ways that are very good. Andy's focus is on the family, and we have much to gain from reading this. By reading this together over the summer, we also give ourselves the chance to work together on a project that develops wisdom and courage, one of Crouch's themes, in the Trinity community. The work of doing technology well and wisely has to be the work of the people together. No one is sufficient for these things for himself. We need each other to make wise choices, and this book will give us a way of working together. You can order it on Amazon for under $10, and I hope that every parent will read this along with our faculty and staff over the summer. And since one of Andy's main points is that we need to be shaping our family lives around things other than the easy everywhere of technology, we're also asking all of our students and parents to practice something we teach at Trinity from the earliest grades, nature studies. For those of us who may be a little unclear or rusty about nature studies, here's a video explanation of the process from one of our first grade classes. Watch and enjoy.
Hi, my name is Betty Simpson. I teach first grade at Trinity School. I'd like to tell you a little bit about how we do nature study in our classroom. And I'm hoping that after watching this, you'll want to do this at home with your family. It's very easy and very fun. It's also really important to our curriculum at Trinity, not only because we try to do many of the things Charlotte Mason loved, but also because it gives our children here at Trinity the chance to go out in nature and to observe things closely, and then to come in and try to use watercolor paint to paint the things that they have observed. Here's how it works. We begin by taking a nature walk and finding something small and interesting that God created in nature that will fit in their hands, something that really captures their imagination. So once they get their item, we encourage the children to observe it closely and look at all the colors and to really examine the details. The children also need to notice the shape of the item. Often they'll ask, can I put my leaf on the paper and outline it? And we say, try not to do that. Try to look at it and determine its shape. This is our setup in the classroom. The children know how to get all their materials arranged and ready to go. We have a box of paint, a variety of brushes, usually just a large and small, water, a palette for mixing colors, 3 paper towels folded, and then later we give them the paper they will actually paint on. And this small paper is used as a tester. The children test their colors and determine if they have every color they need before they begin. Then we begin mixing the colors, and that's where the tester comes in. The children like to really play around with color for a while before they begin their painting. In fact, we often don't give them their actual watercolor paper, other than the tester, until they are perfectly ready to go and they feel like they have all the colors mixed. I often tell my class to start with a puddle of white in their palette so that they can use it to make lighter shades. You can also make lighter shades by just using more watery paint. The children need lots of clean water for this entire process, and we encourage them to change their water out and their paper towels out often. We teach them all kinds of techniques. This is dry brush watercolor, so we use a limited amount of water on the actual paper, and we teach them how to lift mistakes off with the corner of a paper towel, or to use what we call a thirsty brush, a dry brush, to soak up excess water or paint. If the children find that they're painting and their brush is bristly, and that means they need more water. If there are puddles on their paper, they need to touch their brush to the paper towel before they place it on their watercolor paper. When the children complete the paintings, we add the Latin name of the plant they've been observing and painting, and also their own name, and sometimes the date. The main thing I want the children to remember is that this is really not about being a great artist or being perfect or having a painting that looks exactly like what God made. It is more about observing. You're just trying to get onto paper what you see, and it's okay if it's not perfect. Your children are very familiar with this process, but it takes lots of practice to become comfortable, and summertime is the perfect time for the entire family to have fun with nature study. The main thing is just to relax and enjoy and observe. I hope you can make nature study a part of your summer, and that it will be a joyful time for the entire family as you learn to look closely at God's creation and at all that is around you in our beautiful world. Enjoy.